I'm not having this conversation with him again about Sorokin and Shesterkin. That guy is playing the best hockey I've seen a goalie play in New York in a long time.
Oh, God, here we go again.
No. He's not Lundqvist, but he's playing out of his freaking mind. You can't argue that. He's playing out of his mind.
Oh, God. Go ahead. Keep going.
That's it.
Because honestly, if you look at the numbers, Sorokin has better numbers now than he does. So I don't know what you're talking about. So Sorokin's he has a 1.93 ERA. He has a 1.93 goals against average, save percentage at .937. So how do you say he's playing better than every goaltender that you've seen? Because he's playing better than Shesterkin. So
the game against Calgary screwed up all Shesterkin's numbers.
So you're telling me that if he had a good game against Calgary, he'd still have better numbers than Sorokin? Because he doesn't.
Take that game out, they're almost identical.
He doesn't have better numbers than Sorokin right now. He doesn't.
Right, I'm telling you, it's because of the game against Calgary.
Oh, okay. So
that's really the only team he struggled against because they played him earlier in the year too.
Right, and they
Flames blew him out 5-1. Yeah, at the Garden.
So that's your sell. You just said that he's outplayed any goaltender you've seen since.
Listen,
really.
I know you get all emotional.
Because it doesn't make sense. It sounds stupid.
I don't understand
why. It sounds
why.
stupid. It's not true.
He had a save percentage of about .942.
It's not
and
true.
And then he had a goal average again like .186. So whatever numbers you just said are pretty similar to what I just told you.
Ilya Sorokin is 5-2. Okay. He has a 1.98 goals against average and .939, which is the best. His goals against is the best in the league. And he's, I think, second in save percentage.
Igor,
but he's got a better.
Igor is a .931 save percentage.
Yeah, and Sorokin's 939.
Mm-hmm. So who's playing better? I'm sorry. It's
what's his
Ilya
goals against?
Sorokin, 1.98.
Yeah, he's 2.37.
Yeah,
a lot better.
He's playing better because the Islanders have a better defense than the Rangers.
So let's look at saves. How many saves does he have?
How many shots does he have against them?
How many shots does he have against them? How many shots? Because I'm gonna show you that you guys are out of your damn friggin' minds. Because was
it SA? Was that the 340?
Saves.
Oh, saves 322 saves.
320.
Shot against 346.
Okay, so he has 294 saves. Okay, which is what 15 more saves. So
it's a lot.
It's not. Oh, that's like a period worth of saves. Were you joking?
The Islanders have a better defense, right?
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Their defense hasn't played well in the beginning of the season.
They have a better defense, don't they?
Their defense hasn't played well so far. It doesn't matter.
Answer the question.
But that's not the answer.
Do they have a better defense than the Rangers?
Who's played better this year? Sorokin or Shesterkin? Yes or no? Who's played better?
When you look at the numbers,
yes.
then it's the Islander goalie.
Ilya Sorokin.
But when you look at the defense, the Islanders have a better defense.
They on paper right now, but the Rangers have played in the last 5 games better defense than the Islanders. So again, and that has a lot to do with Gerard Gallant. Gerard Gallant, and that they're starting to at what?
Amazing job.
But you're the one that couldn't stand. You couldn't stand him.
No, I can't stand him.
You didn't like Gerard Gallant.
No, I didn't.
That was him.
I wanted Messier.
That was beef.
I still think Messier was the right.
He would have been a better fit.
The better pick, but you can't. As a Ranger fan, you can't be not happy the way this team is figuring.
Well, they just beat Florida, one of the best teams in hockey. Mm-hmm. So,
nobody expects.
They got very lucky.
They did get lucky.
It doesn't matter. They got lucky. They still won.
But again,
but you shouldn't blow a 4-goal lead at home.
No,
that game should never even been close. The Rangers dominated for 2.5 periods. I don't know what this team does. They put their foot off the gas, and they just suck.
They've had trouble in close games, too. One
goal. But a lot of these games, Edmonton shouldn't have been close.
Well, yeah.
Vancouver should not have been close. It makes no sense.
That's one of the few blunders he's had.
So the Rangers lost 3 games, and Ranger fans want to jump off a bridge.
No, not at all. That's what makes a good borderline playoff team to a great Stanley Cup competitive team.
And Jeff,
putting your foot on somebody's throat during those 2 games.
Jeff, I don't know what's up with your team. Your team's terrible away. They're the best home team in all of hockey. So
dude, they're awful. I hate their additions. I hate the way they're playing. There's nothing good to be said about their 3rd and 4th lines. The only good thing about that team is their top line. That's it. They're garbage.
Well, what's his name again? Hasn't really started the season off strong. Their center on the first lineup. Bergeron hasn't played well so
there's
far.
Panarin.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? He just had a 4-goal game.
I know that, but hold on. I'm not talking about. But he hasn't played well this year. You can't tell me that Bergeron's had a good season so far.
First of all,
Brock Nelson. Brock Nelson had 4 goals, but before that game, he had 1 goal. So you're going to tell me that if Brock Nelson didn't score 4 goals, is he having a good season? He's playing like crap.
It's almost Panarin.
Panarin is not.
He has
playing
11 assists.
Yeah.
How is he playing?
He has 2 goals.
Okay,
You
so he's
didn't bring him here to
facilitating more.
score. You brought him here to make everyone else
You brought him
better.
He's a goal scorer. He's a 30-goal scorer.
And he'll end the year with 30 goals.
He won't get 30 goals this year.
Yes, he will.
No, he won't.
Yes, he will.
He's going to have 100-some-odd points. He's
no,
going
he
to
won't.
be...
No, he won't.
He'll have 100-some-odd points.
He
No, he
is
won't.
off.
No, he
is
won't.
off.
He's not off.
Yes, he
You're
is
off.
Why? Because he's passing more?
You're off. That's what's off.
No.
Your brain is skewed to
Right
the
now,
left.
Kreider's the best player on the team.
No,
He's got 9 goals right now. I can look at the numbers.
He's the best goal scorer on the team. That doesn't make him the
best player on the team is a bit of Jed. I'm going to say.
Well,
it again.
yes, he's the best player on the team. But right now, Kreider is unbelievable right now.
Well, you're a fool. By your logic, Adam Fox is the best player on the team.
No, he's the
By
best
your logic.
he's the best defender on the team.
Okay, Panarin has 13 points on the year, which is tied for 18th right now in the league.
Okay, we'll,
But out of how many
He's
people?
got 2 goals.
If you got 16
Okay, he
guys
has 11
tied at 18.
assists. That doesn't make him a bad
Ooh.
player.
I would
That's
still
13
trade him
points.
for Barzal right now.
A lot of people will, and you heard the expert that we had on the show. He said that it's very hard to find a number 1 center in the league. To get a number 1 center, you definitely trade him for a top wingman. You absolutely.
He's getting red over there.
But it's true. It's not. It's look. It's a bit of Jed.
He's
He's
a
played
better
13
player.
games. I don't know about that.
Oh, Barzal?
I mean,
He's not a better player, but
No.
he has upside.
But that's the center that the Rangers
he's younger.
need.
He's a lot younger.
That's
Panarin is a better player, but Barzal still has the upside.
I mean, Barzal's 5 years
telling
younger.
you,
than
ever since that
Panarin.
Russian scandal with Panarin, he hasn't been the same player. Sorry, he hasn't been.
he has 11 assists and
He
13
hasn't been the
points
same
this year.
player.
He's played fine. He's not.
No, he hasn't played fine.
Yeah.
How many games have you watched, Speedy?
How many games have I watched? I think 10 or 11.
I've
this
watched
year.
every single game.
Okay.
So, there you go.
So why? Because he's
he
down
has-
as a
every
goal
time-
scorer?
I watch-
He has not looked good on the ice. Sorry, he hasn't.
Every time I see a Ranger game, Panarin, Breadman, whatever the hell you want me to
He
call
hasn't
him,
looked good this year.
You're the only one that thinks that.
Let's-
You're literally the only person I've ever spoken to about this.
Kreider's look better.
that thinks-
Zibanejad has looked better.
I'm looking at top wingers in the NHL. Okay, we're gonna go to wingers. Jeff, I want you now. I want you to go through this, and I want you to tell me if you think. And when I name players, I want to know everybody thinks from Panarin to all these wingers. If you think that Panarin is better than these wingers, okay? First one. All right, so we'll go. David Pastrnak. Pastrnak. Do you think he's
I'm
better?
taking Panarin.
How about you, Jeff?
I'm taking Panarin.
Speedy?
Panarin, better passer.
How about you?
I guess I'll take
Ranger
Panarin.
fans like you piss me off. Why are you?
All right, I would take Panarin too. Kucherov.
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 when he's healthy,
Kucherov.
is definitely better.
Alexander
best winner in
Ovechkin.
hockey.
Panarin.
Ovechkin.
Ovechkin.
I'm taking Ovechkin.
I'm taking Ovechkin.
I'm taking Panarin.
Probably right
I'm
now,
taking-
I would take Panarin with passing.
I'm taking. Yeah, you listen. Kucherov is great. You got to take Panarin because Kucherov may never be the same. This hip injury that he can't shake is going to change his career.
All right, well,
I didn't even think of that.
I take
Yeah,
Kuch-
he's
I still
fine,
take
but-
Kucherov and Alexander Ovechkin. Who do you take?
Ovechkin.
Panarin.
I would take Panarin right now because of passing.
How about you, Jeff?
I mean, it's not even close. Alex Ovechkin is the greatest goal scorer of our time. So anyone taking Panarin's high.
That's sort of what I
Yeah,
would say.
no,
the same.
I agree.
I mean,
We're not
are we
judging all
talking about
time, though.
one
We're
year?
judging
We're
this
talking
year.
about this year, next year. Like,
Alexander Ovechkin has what 7 goals already? I mean, come on.
No,
Oh,
I
he's played
get it.
great, but he's not the same passer as
Right.
he used to be. Like
doesn't
Panarin.
matter. He's going to score 50 goals this year.
Right, no, but what I'm saying is, it depends on are we building for the future or we're building for
I'm
right
talking
now?
about right now.
Right now.
then
Who's
right
the
now,
better
I'll take
player
Ovechkin.
right
Who's the
now?
better
I'll take
player on the
Ovechkin
ice?
for right now.
All right. Patrick Kane. Who do you take?
Kane.
Panarin.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Kane.
I'm going to say Kane.
I'm taking Panarin.
How about you, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm taking Patrick Kane.
Brad Marchand. Who do you take?
Panarin.
That's tough. I'm
Marchand.
going to say Marchand because he's a little more
Marchand.
physical.
Definitely
That
more
is
physical.
tough, though. That's a really tough one.
Definitely more
It's
physical.
not tough. It's Marchand all day. Every.
Yes,
Dude,
100%.
who was third in the league in points last year? not Panarin.
I would
Marchand.
take Marchand too.
Yep.
How about Marner? Who do you take?
Panarin.
I'm taking Marner. I mean, last year had 94 points.
Yeah, with Austin Matthews.
Doesn't matter.
I'm taking him too.
I'm taking Marner. He's faster. He's a passer and he's a goal scorer. He's everything.
I'm taking Panarin.
Right.
Mitch Marner has been underwhelming.
Okay, that's fine. That's your opinion. How do you pronounce his name? Mikko Rantanen.
Nah, Panarin.
Panarin slightly, only because Rantanen's also very injury prone.
I take Panarin.
But Rantanen is physical too, though, so it's not far off.
And
I'm
go to top.
I'm taking Panarin. He can do his own thing. Rantanen's a product of McKinnon and
Landeskog, but he's also played well. McKinnon's been hurt though too. So
and nobody's
I wouldn't
taking
say
away that
directly
Panarin is a top 5 winger in the league. He is. There's no question that he is. The question is when you look at the centers, it's very hard to find a number one center.
Have we heard an Islander winner yet?
No, because the Islanders don't have an elite winger right now. They don't, and that's why a lot of people believe is their weakness. If they could get a top end winger to play with Barzal, you're talking about.
That's why they went after Panarin.
What happened?
That's what they went after.
They did. They went after him. They didn't win. Mark Stone.
I would probably slightly edge out Panarin, but again, it's close.
I
like Stone. He's very underrated.
He is under. I don't think he's the best winner on that team, but whatever.
I take
You would
Panarin
take
over Stone.
over him?
How about you, Jeff? Mark Stone or Panarin?
Yeah, Stone's a good player, but it's still Panarin.
All right, and I would say Panarin too. So those are the top 10 wingers besides Panarin in the league, and a lot of people would put Panarin probably 5 or 4. That's where he is. So. And wingers, if you go now, let's go look. I'm looking at this because I'm trying to, where they rate these guys, as far as centers and wingers. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the centers are going to be higher rated just because they're just the overall point accumulation.
I'm just saying it, Speedy.
Like I said, Nikita Kucherov, when healthy, is probably better than a
Here's the
similar
top
level
centers.
center.
Here's the top centers in the league. Hold on, that they have rated, and this is the NHL. All right, so when you look at centers in the league, now this is the top 10. And Mathew Barzal is in the top 10. He's actually rated 5 in this list. Okay. All right, so I'm going to give you the top 5. If you look at Connor McDavid, who would you take? Connor McDavid. I'm not. Obviously, I'm just mentioning names. You don't have to go. Connor McDavid.
Anyone not taking Connor McDavid should.
Connor McDavid or Mathew Barzal.
It's McDavid.
McDavid. Okay, we'll all take McDavid.
Yes.
Nathan McKinnon or Barzal?
McKinnon.
Really? You would take McKinnon because his numbers last year was not. Barzal had better numbers. So was Barzal. Sidney Crosby.
Crosby.
Austin Matthews. Now you're talking about all these players are top players. They're centers and they're the best players in the league. And I named a bunch of set wingers, and you can't even put it. You can't even connect. If I named those players to the wingers, you're probably going to take the centers from almost all the way.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the difference here. Draisaitl.
Yes, Draisaitl.
So
I'll take Barzal over Draisaitl.
How about you?
Barzal.
Yeah, I'd take Barzal over Draisaitl too.
How about you?
I said Draisaitl.
Okay, Patrice Bergeron.
Bergeron for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone not taking Bergeron's high.
Braden Point.
Braden Point, yes. Braden Point.
No, I'm taking Barzal.
I'm taking Barzal over Braden Point. Barkov.
Barkov slightly, not by
I take
much,
Barzal.
though.
Jack Eichel.
No, it is Barkov. It is by a mile. Did you know that he just became, and he hasn't even been with the team long, and he just became Florida's all-time leading scorer. That's impressive.
Okay, so if you look, and we just named the top 10 centers in the league, and if you can, that was 10 of them. If you compare the top centers in the league to the top wingers, it's not even close. So that's why when you look at wingers and centers, and you're going to get a number one center on your team, you're going to trade the best winger for the number one center. Of course. You're just going to do it.
And that's why I would trade Panarin for Barzal.
It's a talent different. It's a talent different.
Just saying.
That's why a lot of these experts say. Now, I'm not saying Barzal is better than Panarin, because if you look at all-around range, I'm going to probably slowly, obviously because they do more, I think Barzal does more as a center, people are going to take. But if you look at all-around talent, because he's 29 years old and he's been in the league a little bit longer, I'm talking about because Panarin is a little bit more of a veteran. A lot of people would look towards Panarin because of what he's done so far in his career. But being that Barzal is 23 years old and he's got 5 years or almost 6 years more than his development of his prime game, I'm taking Barzal because of that.